sometimes the truth lies just beneath the surface of superficial happiness. This story unfolds how a relationship I thought was perfect for 5 years turned out to be a fragile illusion in just one night. I'm Michael, and this is my story. That night, we attended a gathering organized by Amanda's high school friends. Everything seemed normal. Amanda was cheerful, but I couldn't shake a feeling of unease. The reason was unclear until it all happened. Betrayal knocks quietly and unexpectedly, leaving behind nothing but a shattered heart and unanswered questions. Now I ask you, what would you do if one day you discovered everything was a lie? Before we dive into the story, don't forget to subscribe and like this video to not miss out on the most gripping stories about cheating and marriage. Now, let me take you on this emotional journey. Are you ready? Let's start the video. The day began as usual. Amanda and I had been together for nearly 5 years. We first met at a friend's barbecue party. She had just broken up with her previous boyfriend, and I had been single for a long time. Our friends were persistent in bringing us together. Although hesitant at first, I gradually grew closer to Amanda. 2 years later, I proposed and she said yes. Everything was perfect until that night. We attended a reunion organized by Amanda's high school friends that evening. Everything was normal. Amanda was cheerful, but I couldn't relax. I had had a tough week at work. We had encountered several discrepancies while auditing a large company's financial statements. Perhaps the fatigue of the day was magnifying my feelings. As we started dinner, Amanda quickly joined her old classmates. I, meanwhile, chatted with a few acquaintances I knew there. However, Amanda's strange behavior caught my attention. She barely spoke throughout the dinner and constantly checked her phone. At the end of the meal, she excused herself to go to the bathroom and never returned. I started to worry and got up to look for her, not knowing that what I was about to see would change my life. It turned out there was a plan to continue the evening at a club, but I was unaware of this arrangement. The club part was a surprise, and it seemed Amanda had forgotten to tell me. When I arrived at the club, I found Amanda in another man's arms. He was holding her close, and she seemed completely surrendered to him. I was frozen in shock. The man was James, Amanda's high school love. She had never forgotten him. They had been together until he moved abroad. When James returned, they reconnected. Throughout this time, it felt like I was just a placeholder. At that moment, my entire world collapsed. As I was processing this emotional breakdown, James and Amanda approached me. James explained that their relationship was serious and they were considering marriage. Amanda looked at me and said, "Michael, you are a wonderful person, but what I have with James is different." At that moment, I wanted to leave, but I was also trying to understand what had happened. How could I have been so blind? How could I have been so deceived? James and Amanda's declaration of their intent to marry took place right in front of me at the club. This seemed as if it had been discussed and decided upon long before. Amanda's confirming glances indicated that this decision was not sudden, but had been planned. I quickly left the scene and went home to pack up Amanda's belongings. I drowned my sorrows in alcohol, but inside, I was seething with anger and deep sadness. I immediately started the divorce proceedings. A few weeks later, I learned more about James and Amanda's relationship. It turned out that James had been seriously involved with someone else before reuniting with Amanda, a fact that had never been disclosed to her. This deeply shook her and made her question her trust. Amanda admitted that she felt deceived by James's past, which she had been unaware of. My revenge on Amanda was not about humiliating her, but about cutting all ties with her and rebuilding my life. I packed up Amanda's belongings, changed the locks, and separated our financial ties. My deepest revenge was moving past the pain she caused with success and happiness. Instead of publicly exposing the betrayal, I quietly removed her from my life and reinforced my own successes, teaching her the most significant lesson through my recovery. Throughout this process, with the support of friends and work achievements, I had the chance to heal the damage Amanda had done and to rebuild myself as a stronger individual.